Okay, today's lesson is lesson 2-2, which is dividing integers. So, dividing integers is very similar to multiplying integers. So, you have essentially two main rules. Oops, I don't want to sign. Gosh, I'm still getting used to doing this. Two main rules. You have situations where you're dividing with the same sign and dividing with different signs. So, when the signs are the same, your answer is going to be positive, and when the signs are different, your answer is going to be negative. So you follow the same exact rules as multiplying. You divide like you normally would divide, and then you just apply the appropriate sign. So these first couple examples we're going to look at. Oops, too far. First couple examples we're going to look at is situations where the signs are the same and situations where the signs are different. I'm not going to go through the try it problems here because the reality is it tells you based on what they tell you. So it doesn't pay to take the time for you to pause your computer and do that. But just notice that you would divide like you normally would divide 14 divided by 2, which is 7. Then you look and see, are the signs the same or are they different? If they're the same, your answer is positive. If they're different, your answer is going to be negative. So negative 32 divided by 4, well, 32 divided by 4 is 8. And since they're both negative, it's a positive 8. I think you probably get the idea. When the signs are different, same thing. You divide like you normally would divide, and then if they're different, you would apply the negative sign. So if you look at this problem, negative 4, and we do use a fraction bar often in secondary mathematics to represent division. So a negative 49 over 7 means a negative 49 divided by 7. That's how you would read this. Negative 49 divided by 7. So 49 divided by 7 is 7. And because the 49 is negative and the 7 is positive, your answer then is going to be a negative 7. Okay. Number 6, you have 21 divided by negative 3. Well, 21 divided by 3, 7. And because the signs are different, it's going to be a negative 7. So that's the gist of the rules of dividing integers. So we're going to apply that to different scenarios. So if you look at this next section, it's taking expression, a multi-step expression that contains division, multiplication, sometimes addition, sometimes exponents, and you're going to substitute the value for x and y, and then you're going to solve it. So if you look at this first problem, x divided by 2y, right here, let's do that one. So x is 8 with a fraction bar, meaning divide, and then 2y. 2y means you take the number 2 and you multiply it times the value of y, which is negative 4. Whenever you have a letter right up tight to a number, that means multiply. So 2y means 2 times y. So the first thing you're going to do here is you're going to multiply that 2 times the negative 4. So 2 times negative 4, well, 2 times 4 is 8. Because one is positive and one is negative, it's a negative 8. So it's 8 over negative 8, or 8 divided by negative 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. And because one is positive and one is negative, your 1/8 is positive and 1/8 is negative, your answer is going to be a negative 1. Take a look at B. B is a little bit more, I don't know, I wouldn't say difficult, but it's got quite a few more steps to it. So you have a negative x squared plus 12 divided by y. Okay, so we're going to substitute a negative x squared. Well, x is 8, so 8 squared, and then the negative of that, plus 12 divided by negative 4. Okay, so what you have to do is know that there is no parentheses here. So the squaring is only to the 8, not the negative. So this looks like this. The opposite of 8 times 8 plus 12 divided by negative 4. So 8 times 8 is 64, but the opposite of 64 is a negative 64. Plus 12 divided by negative 4. Order of operations says that you have to divide before you add. So 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. Bring down your plus sign, and then the negative 64. Negative 64 plus negative 3 is negative 67. That's a many-step problem. And, oops, my expectation, I hit the wrong button. My expectation is that you would show that work. My general rule of thumb is if it's a one-step problem, you don't have to show anything. But if it's more than one step or more than one operation, then my expectation is that you're going to show some work. Okay. I would like you to pause your computer now, and I would like you to do 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9. Pause your computer, and then when ready, you can come back. Okay, I'm gonna just clear this real quickly. So if I'm gonna do 7 is A divided by B. So I'll put 7 over here. A divided by B. It says that A is negative 18. So negative 18 divided by B, which is negative 6. So 18 divided by 6 is 3, and they're both negative, so my answer is a positive 3. Number 8, let's put 8 over here. A plus 6, well, A is negative 18 plus 6 divided by 3. So 18 plus 6 you have to do first, because this is a weird rule, but normally you do divide before you add and subtract, but in this instance, your numerator or your divisor, your dividend and your divisor, if it has a step in it, you got to do that first or solve that first. So you're going to have to do this addition before you can divide. So 18 divided by 6 is 3, and that 18 is negative. Oh, I'm sorry, it's plus. Ooh, not divide. 18 plus 6 is 24. Oh, and it's plus a negative. Boy, I'm making mistake after mistake after mistake. It's 10:40 at night. I'm going to blame it on the time. Okay, so let's go back to the drawing board here, literally. Okay, so if I have 18 plus a negative 6, the signs are different, so we have to subtract, not add. So that gives me a negative 12. And then you're dividing that by a positive 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4, and because it's a negative divided by a positive, it's a negative 4. So your answer is negative 4. Wow, that was long in getting there. Number 9, let's put 9 over here. Number 9 is b squared. Well, b is negative 6. Negative 6 squared divided by a, which is negative 18, and then plus 4. So the first thing you have to do is your exponent. So this is, again, there is no parenthesis. So what this means is 6 times 6, and then the negative of it, divided by negative 18, plus 4. So 6 times 6 is 36. The opposite of 36 is negative 36. Negative 36 divided by negative 18, plus 4. Well, negative 36 and a negative 18, or dividing by a negative 18, you're dividing a negative by a negative. So my answer here is going to be positive, and that is going to be, I think, 3 times 20. Oh, no, maybe only twice. So that would be a positive 2 plus 4 is then a positive 6. If you got those right, and hopefully you didn't make as many errors as Mrs. Shaw made, if you got those right, you can move on. If not, you really should go back and you should do some rewatching of the video. Oops, where's my... There it is. Okay, so let's move on. Oh, maybe that's all I got. No, that can't be. Oh, here we go. We got some word problems. Of course, we have some word problems to do. Let's see. Which one should we do? Let's do this one. Let's do these down here, the self-assessment. So it says a female grizzly bear weighs 500 pounds. It's kind of weird that they have the self-assessment. Anyway, okay. This is something different with our new book. A female grizzly bear weighs 500 pounds. After hibernating for 6 months, she weighs only 350 pounds. What is the mean monthly change in weight? So you want a monthly change. So let me get my writing tool up here. You know that it's going to be, since you're creating a monthly change, you're going to have to divide by 6 because it's over 6 months. And the bear weighs 500 pounds, but then after that 6 months, it's down to 350 pounds. What is the mean monthly change? So you'd have to take your 500 minus your 350 divided by 6. And it's a decrease. So really, it's what the difference is, but then I would say that it's negative because it's a decrease. So 500 minus 350 is going to be 150, but I would say it's a negative 150 because it's a decrease in her weight. So a negative 150 divided by 6. So unfortunately, you can't use calculator, so you're going to have to do some division. So 6 goes into 15 twice. That's 12. 6 goes into 30 5 times. So the average mean monthly change is a negative 25 pounds. Negative 25 pounds. Well, that's a pretty good problem. Let's take a look at one more word problem. And let's do this dig deeper one. At a restaurant, when a customer buys 4 pretzels, the 5th pretzel is free. Soft pretzels cost $3.90 each. You order 12 pretzels. What is your mean cost per pretzel? Ooh, that's interesting. So we sell pretzels in our concession stand. That's why I thought this would be a neat question. At a restaurant, when a customer buys 4 pretzels, the 5th pretzel is free. They cost $3.90 and you order 12 of them. So if I order 12 pretzels, I guess I would wonder personally, does that mean I'm only getting 12, or does that mean that if I buy 12, am I paying for 12? Because let's say I'm paying for 12, it really isn't clear in what it's saying, but if I'm paying for 12, that means I have, I got to get my writing tool open here. That means I have 12 times $3.90, right? And then I get an extra because for every 4, you get a 5th one free. So I get 3 free ones. So actually, I'm getting 15 pretzels. So I would say that you're paying for the 12. So 12 times $3.90. Well, you could do the long multiplication, or we could just guesstimate here and say we have 12 times 4. 12, 24, 36, 48. That's $48. But then we have 10 cents here we have to make up. So that's $1.20. So minus $1.20, right? Because you have 12 times 10 cents. So that's $1.20. So 48 minus $1.20 is going to be $46.80, I think. 20 and 80 is 47 plus one more is 48. So $46.80. So you have $46.80 divided by 15. Ooh, my one got cut off. Divided by 15. So $46.80 divided by 15. Well, 15 goes into 46 3 times, right? 15, 30, 45. So that's 3. 3 times 15 is 45. You subtract, you end up with 1. And then you're going to bring down your 0.80, put your decimal point up there. 15 goes into 18 one time. So that's 15. And then you're going to subtract, you have 30, and that's 2. So my answer is $3.12. Ooh, I like that problem. Lots of steps there, lots of thinking involved here. Okay. I don't think I'm going to ask you to do any of these problems on your own. I think we'll stop there. And then when you come back tomorrow, we'll talk more about division of integers.